Are you trying to buy a new Axie team? Not sure about the team composition that's trending right now? Well, sit back and relax. I will show you what's in the meta of an Axie Infinity today. Hey, what's up everybody? I appreciate you coming by. I'm your guy, Metaverse J, where I make everything in the metaverse easy to understand. With the last video I made talking about the future contents that are going to happen with Axie Infinity, I'm confident that you'd want to invest in the game. By investing, I mean buying an Axie Infinity team that can help you reach the higher ranks in the leaderboard of the PvP arena of Axie Infinity. Or even buying a team for you to give out to scholarships. Either way, you'd want to know what is the best of the best team composition. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that notification bell for more awesome content on your way. Let's get into the meta. When talking about team composition meta, the possibilities are endless. There's this thing called breeding in Axie Infinity. Like real world pets, Axies can be bred to create new offsprings. To avoid hyperinflation of Axies, there is a maximum amount of time an Axie can be bred before it's sterile. Breeding an Axie costs AAX and some smooth love potions, depending on how many times the Axie have been bred. The AAX portion is variable and subject to adjustment based on a myriad of economic factors. Axies cannot be bred with their children, and Axies cannot be bred with their siblings. Before you start breeding your Axies, you will first determine what Axies you would like to get. Do you need a pure breed Aqua? Axie that could lead you in the top of the leaderboard? Or you want a quirky hybrid Axie that nobody has ever encountered before? Or maybe even a collector's Axie that is unique and has rare body parts. While some Axies are better than others, all of them have their own use cases. Regardless, never breed without planning. When you know what you want to breed, we can move to the genetic sides of breeding. Each Axie has 6 body parts, as well as body shape. For each part, an Axie possesses 3 genes: a dominant, recessive, and minor recessive genes. The dominant gene is what determines the body part that is physically present on the Axie. When breeding, each gene has a chance to be passed down to their offsprings. When breeding comes Axie parts. Each Axie part represents the ability of the Axie has. An Axie has 6 body parts: eyes, ears, horns, mouth, back, and tail. Each body part will determine the card ability the Axie can use in battle, except for the eyes and ears. The eyes and ears do not have a card ability connected to them. But the upcoming Axie Infinity Origin, eyes and ears will have a card ability connected to them. Speaking of Origin, why not check my video talking about this topic? You can check this video in the upper right corner of this video. Going back to Axie parts, keep in mind that an Axie is not restricted to only using cards from its own class. However, it's beneficial to play cards from your own class to gain a 10% bonus attack and defense points. Axie Infinity has a total of 9 classes that have been released to the game. 3 of these are special classes that do not have their own body parts or class cards. Classes have their own card ability sets. With card abilities come class advantages. The class of Axie is important for combat because each class is weak, strong against other classes. The Axie that has the class advantage will deal 15% additional damage. The Axie that has the class disadvantage will do 50% less damage. Here, take a look at a visual representation of class advantages. Reptile, plant, and dust are strong against Aqua, Bird, and Dawn classes. As for Aqua, Bird, and Dawn, they are strong against Beast, Bug, and Mech. And the cycle continues. Beast, Bug, Mech are strong against Reptile, Plant, and Dusk. And remember, when an Axie have a certain class uses a card from its own class, it gets a 10% attack and shield bonus. With the mention of classes above, 3 of those are secret classes. The 3 secret classes are Mech, offspring of a pure breed Beast Axie and a pure breed Bug Axie. Dawn, offspring of a pure breed Plant Axie and a pure breed Bird Axie. Dusk, offspring of a pure breed reptile Axie and a pure breed aqua Axie. The secret classes are quite hard to breed because you need a specific combination of two pure breed Axies. Even then, there's only a 33% chance that to create a secret class when producing offsprings. There are also attributes that you should look at when buying Axies and or breeding Axies. There are 4 stats in the game: health, morale, skill, and speed. Health: the amount of damage your Axie can take before being defeated. Morale: morale increases critical chance. It also makes entering last stand more likely and adds more last stand ticks. Skill: skill adds damage when an Axie plays multiple cards at once. Speed: speed determines the turn order. Faster Axies attack fast. Speed also decreases an Axie's chance of being the victim of a critical strike. If 2 Axies have the same speed, this is how attack order is determined. An Axie's stats are dependent on 2 variables: its classes and its body parts. An Axie is a pure breed when its class and all of its body parts are the same type. The pureness of the Axie can be set as a filter on the Axie marketplace, ranging from 1 to 6 body parts that are the same type as the selected classes. Let's get into the fun and exciting part of this video. Let's talk about the team compositions that are in the meta so we can get specific details on the body parts and Axies. Here is a list of team compositions that are in the meta right now. BMP, or Bird, Mech, and Plant. God Rep, or Reptile, Mech, and Plant. AMP, or Aqua, Mech, and Plant. RMP, or Reptile, Mech, and Plant. Triple Aqua. MDP, or Mech, Dusk, and Plant. DDP, or Dust, and Plant. Discard or Disabler Team, or Bug, Aqua. Jumping Lason, Poison, or Dusk, Plant. These team compositions are the most used meta in the arena. Let's start talking about the advantage and disadvantage of each team composition. First up, we got BMP. These are the advantages of BMP. If you have good cards, you can immediately burst the front and fastest Axie of your opponent. Most of the time, your opponent will surrender in round 6 due to the nature of this team composition. Some enemies lose the will to fight longer. This team is good if you want a fast game. Now for the disadvantage of this team composition. Bad cards in general, you will need to have a combo in hand to make it be your favor. This composition is also vulnerable to Axie that can kill a bird with the first 3 energies. Next, we got God Rep. They have the best damage cards with sustained energy. God Rep dominates the rounds after round 4 due to the card ability called the Tiny Swing. They also have melee and range cards that can reflect damage back to the attacker. The only disadvantage of this composition is that if you don't manage your reptile cards well, possible in the late rounds will be tough. Next team composition is the AMP. This composition can defeat almost all team compositions, especially AAP, BMP, and AAB. While it can be strong to those team compositions, this will fall apart if the enemy's team consists of 2 reptiles and Disabler team. It also had bad cards that should be managed properly for a combo. This next composition may be the best so far. It is the RMP team. RMP can almost defeat all team compositions, especially if your reptile has a low speed stat. The Kotaro card ability would be useful in this case. As a reptile Axie, they dominate the late rounds better. But this team falls short with a Disabler team. But in some cases, they can still win. Then we have the next composition, the Triple Aqua. This composition still stands at a higher MMR, but they also have disadvantages. Let's start with their advantages first. Triple Aqua is a fast team composition. They can also win if you set up your cards properly. Their disadvantage are that they can't defeat team compositions with double plant. They will also have a problem sustaining due to have no tank Axie or a plant as their front line. Next composition is God Mech, or MDP. This team composition shines with the backdoor capability of the mech. It can kill any backline debuff Axie with 2-3 energies. This team also have plenty of zero cost cards with damage and debuff. With zero cost cards, this team can sustain energy. But this team is not strong against Axies that can discard cards. This team also have class disadvantages. This also will lose if the enemy can go back to the back lane and kill. Our next team composition is DDP. Advantages of these teams are enemies will have a hard time to sustain their front Axie because of the tri-spike of the dust Axie you have. This team also have the luxury to end turn until round 3 just to save energy. This team is also strong against AAP, Disabler team, and AAB. The only disadvantage this team has is losing the plant Axie you have. Next up is the discard or disabler team. Disabler team is famous of depleting the cards of the enemy. This way the enemy can't combo you. Having a buzzing wind card ability in the team will also help you maximize the damage the dust and reptiles and plants. This team also have one disadvantage. Not sustaining the energy results in a loss. Lastly in our list, we have the jumping poison team. This team is not called jumping without a reason. This team take advantage of the backdoor capabilities and poison the enemy in the back lane. When enemies get poisoned, their moves will be limited. Poison team will lose to healing aquas and discard team due to the setup you need for this team. Hey guys, have you decided what team composition you'll be buying? If so, I'm glad I'm helped. Why not hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell on your way out? It helps me and my team more motivated in making future contents for you. Heard of Twitter? Of course you did. Why not check my Twitter page for some hot memes and hot takes? Links are in the description down below. Thank you as always for your time, because the pleasure was mine. Until next time guys, see you in the meta.